they're so real. Already know exactly how you feel. See the head, not like seeing a steeple. You damn well know they're one of the people. Nobody breaks us, 'cause nobody made us, and no one can take this 'cause we got their fix. We are the people, we are the people, we are the people. Don't mess with this.
It is Patrick and the people. Hey, man, that camera is not dialed in enough. I don't
No?
believe. No, no, it isn't. Hold on. Let's
I was gonna say, we
let's
got a few
fix that
different
real
things
quick.
going on around here.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened to us,
man.
but that's all right. We can solve it.
My phone
Look
stand
right.
is looking
There we
kind
go.
of depressed inside up here.
How about that?
There you go. Zoom
There
it
we
on.
go.
There we go.
Yeah, it's more like it right there.
Let them see our pretty faces.
I wouldn't go that far. Good morning, everyone. It is Patrick and the people, and we have arrived at Tuesday. It's a really different and big show today. Got a lot to cover, but one thing I hope everybody will stick around because we're going to break some news in the sports world today.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I've wondered, at times, Rich, if the show is breaking through, if we are, reaching beyond the city, beyond the metro, beyond Arkansas even,
Right.
And yesterday confirmed and validated that we must be because some pretty high ups in the sporting world reached out to us about breaking a story.
Oh.
And this is legit. It's a big story. It's something that you're going to want to hear about. So stick around for that. Also, I did say it yesterday, and I lied, and I didn't mean to lie. Just inadvertently, it didn't happen. But we are going to get to some listener song submissions today that you guys have sent. And thank you for being patient with us. It's just been a lot going on, to be honest with you.
Right.
How's everything going for you today, man?
Man, it's going good. We've had it was a great Easter weekend and WrestleMania weekend and Raw after WrestleMania.
But what about yesterday? Did anything happen to you yesterday?
I'm wondering exactly what you're talking about, but
I thought maybe you injured yourself.
oh
somehow.
yeah. I didn't know if that's the story you're going with. The breaking this morning, huh? Yeah. So
Well, that's
yesterday I told
definitely
you-
one of them.
I told you yesterday, or I said yesterday, you were talking about ever burned yourself on a stove.
Yeah, I
and,
was
kid
kind of talking
memories
about
and
things you
everything.
did when you were a kid and whatnot.
So yesterday I went home and decided to burn myself on my stove, man.
You promptly did it.
Yep, I was like, well, I couldn't remember what it felt like when I was
Yeah.
a kid.
No,
So
you're not supposed to grab the burner.
yeah.
Bad idea. It looks like that was a burner, I'm guessing.
It was, that was a rack inside of an oven.
Oh, it was an oven
was
rack.
getting the,
That's always
frozen pizza
dangerous.
out.
Normally, it's the top where I touch.
Yeah.
Was that what you did, or
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
actually hit the rack?
No, I think it was just like the top lid.
Yeah.
Of the,
Yeah, no, that.
you're pulling the pizza out and
Right.
have some nice.
Just get a little sizzle. I smell fajitas.
Right.
Oh, wait. It's my thumb. Nice job, buddy. Nice job.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Let's see what all's going on. So if you don't know, I will be at the Looney Bin May 21st through 25th, but we did announce that they reached out to me. The 25th is now the Gateway Show.
Yes.
And the Gateway Show, you go in, a group of comics come in. They do a set that's maybe, 10, 15 minutes, whatever. And they're stone cold sober.
Yeah.
And then they take you and get you like some level of stone that you don't even understand or whatever. And then you got to come back out and do another set, basically.
Yeah.
And
Or attempt to.
attempt
in some
to.
Of the cases.
And yeah.
Dude,
So
it is have you ever been to a Gateway show?
no, I haven't been, and I've never done it.
Okay, so I went to the last one that they had here.
Yeah.
And
Was it good?
Oh, dude, it was epic.
Epic?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody had a good time watching that play out.
Oh yeah, it was great, dude. We were dying in the audience.
That's great.
Because
Yeah,
when
no,
they
I-
came back in from the intermission where
Yeah.
they take everybody off premises and you all go smoke, like
I think I have a strategy, but we'll see.
they were. Dude, we'll see. Because
We'll see.
They were getting up there and they just
Gaga.
yeah. Dude,
No, I
just
think I have.
complete Disney.
I've been thinking about it, and I've been trying to look at some different strategies, and I think I've got one. So we'll see. We'll
All
see.
right.
I'm working on it anyway. And by the way, let me mention to you that if you are looking for a vehicle, man, listen, you're crazy if you're not going to Fitz. You know, you've been thinking about trading that thing in. These cars aren't getting cheaper. The average new car's 49 grand. Hey, tariffs, you heard of those lately? Yeah, that's coming. Why don't you get smart and trade that jalopy in on a nice late model, low mileage car over at Fitz? Man, they got everything. If you want to be cool, if you want to ride smooth, if you want to have a big truck, you know, something you can hang some truck nuts on the back of, whatever, you know, they got it. Doesn't matter. You want a travel trailer, they got it. You know, just head over to fitzauto.com. Everything is online there. Or go to 8421 Stagecoach Road in Little Rock. All right, let's get into some news that you can use here and see what's going on in the world.
Yes, Latasha, we are.
Yes, we are. What? What are we doing?
She said, "Are we going to get the PATP family together and go?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah, that's
we
what
need
I'm
to go to
hearing.
The Gateway Show.
That's what I'm
I think
hearing.
that's what we're all going to do. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Here, I want to try something here. Let's see if this is.
He wants to try something.
Yeah.
Jeez, this is always going to work out well.
No, we're
What
still
do we
a
do?
little something under the
Oh, a little music bed.
the news here. So a group of we don't care about that. No, it's too early for
I
that.
already threw out.
Hey, it's
story.
Earth Day, so you can celebrate the Earth today. Do something nice for the Earth. You know, maybe give it a gift. I don't know. Don't take a dump on it. That's probably the best way to celebrate it. Identical twins from Australia are going viral for an interview they gave to a local news reporter talking about an armed carjacking. The viral part was them talking in unison. Bridget and Paula Powers were recounting how they and their mom were in the middle of the scary incident on Steve Irwin Way in Queensland. How much do they love the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin Way? Wow. The twins spoke at the same time with the same words and the same cadence, which freaked out the internet.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty wild, actually. It's an interesting video. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. The Federal Trade Commission suing Uber over its subscription program. The agency accuses them of deceptive billing tied to Uber One subscriptions. What they're saying is it doesn't give subscribers an easy way to cancel. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I see that a lot of things make it very difficult to cancel, don't they?
Dude, I don't
What's
know
going
I
on
don't
over there?
know,
Are you having
dude.
some kind of crisis?
Yeah, like. There you go.
Are you all right now?
I think so.
Okay.
I was just
I'm
trying
just making
to,
sure. You all right then?
The thing was put on with like an impact wrench or something.
I
man.
guess so, man. There's nothing like using a flare gun to draw attention to yourself. A man allegedly accidentally shot off a flare gun in a Texas Walmart while trying to shoplift. Yeah, it's not a good time to do that, is it? Police in Kilgore, that's over in East Texas, say it happened Saturday. Police got a 911 call about a man trying to hide items while holding a gun. Just before cops got there, the flare gun was discharged. So Roy Mack Biggs of Longview then put the flare gun on a shelf and headed to the exit. He got booked into jail on lots of dumbass charges.
Right.
What an idiot. When asked how they're currently feeling about their financial situation, 28% of Americans feel somewhat good. 13% feel very good. And then there's the rest. The rest of us are like, shit, man, this sucks. Pope Francis passed away yesterday at 88. Cause of death, stroke and heart failure. As you know, probably he'd been in and out of the hospital. And President Trump did say that he will attend the funeral, he and the First Lady.
Oh.
He said, you know, just because we disagree doesn't mean you can't show respect. So I know he's a bastard, but still, right?
Like the Pope or
Yeah,
Trump?
whichever. Harvard University has filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration to stop a freeze of $2+ billion in federal research grants. Freeze came after Harvard refused to comply with government demands to limit campus activism, change admission policies, and de-recognize certain student clubs. Really, what it's about is
I heard blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
Harvard, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah money.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Look, they got $53 billion in endowments. See, what are you arguing about? Get your own money out. Use it. Okay, let's see. On Sunday night, this is wild. On Sunday night, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem had her purse stolen while dining in Washington, D.C. The bag had about $3,000 in cash, her passport, driver's license, DHS access bag, keys, medication, some other personal stuff, right?
Right.
She had withdrawn the cash. She was treating her kids and grandkids to Easter and all kinds of activities, gifts, things like that.
Jeez, I'm up for adoption.
Surveillance footage showed a white dude wearing a medical mask taking the bag near her feet, despite being under the Secret Service's protection. The theft occurred with the suspect without the suspect being caught.
What?
The Secret Service is reviewing footage. Either you're the best criminal in the world, the smoothest purse lifter in history,
Seriously.
or the Secret Service is busy eating, a burger and fries over there not paying attention.
I mean, that's clearly what happened.
Yeah, that's not a good look for the Secret Service
no.
there. You can't even guard a purse, bitch. What are you doing? Come on.
You
man.
messed up. You messed up. Yeah.
Health and Human Services Secretary RFK has announced plans to remove artificial dyes from the U.S. food supply. That's good.
Right.
He cited concerns about impact on kids' health. He said get rid of loopholes that allow.
I mean, just look what it's done to the Secret Service, man. They can't even
do their job.
Right.
Unregulated ingredients. He previously banned red dye number 3. Some companies like McCormick and Company already adjusting their products. Of the 36 food dyes approved by the FDA, 9 are made from petroleum. The rest come from natural sources. You probably don't want a petroleum dye in your food.
Yeah.
Probably not good for you, right?
Sound too healthy,
Walgreens
It
is going
gives
to
you
pay.
a lot of bad gas. The petroleum.
No, sir. Take that corny shit somewhere else. Walgreens has agreed to pay $300 million over 6 years to settle claims it illegally filled millions of invalid opioid prescriptions between August 2012 and 2023. Hold on. Millions of invalid opioid prescriptions were filled, and they just got to pay some money.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just give us some money here in the
Right.
government,
We'll just
and
forget about
whatever. Okay, are you good now?
Exactly.
I mean, come on, man.
That's how it works around here, man.
Wow, man. Man, come on. This is a pretty wild one here. Hold on one second. I just all of a sudden my screen jumped.
Oh no. Well, good morning, everybody. How's
Yes,
everybody
good
doing
morning
this
to everybody.
We got Latasha saying good morning. Sean Skelton,
Oh, what's up, Sean?
Tommy.
All
Everybody
right.
waking up. Little doggy says, "We will be more like Europe with the petroleum-based dyes."
Will we? The recent spate of air travel problems continued. A Delta Airlines plane caught fire at Orlando International just after leaving the gate. I saw the video of it, man. Flames, smoke just burst out of an engine. Of course, they evacuated everyone. No one was hurt.
That's crazy.
It is, but is it any crazier than this?
Oh, of course.
And again, here we go. It's Delta, by the way. Not the equivalent of some disasters, but probably not good if the cabin of your plane starts to fall apart mid-flight.
Oh, is this the one about the window that was duct taped?
Yeah, on Delta flight from New York to L.A., passengers were startled when part of the ceiling came loose mid-flight.
Oh no.
The incident occurred on a Boeing 757. No one was hurt, but everybody was obviously freaking out. Flight attendants responded. The plane continued to the destination. How did they respond? Passengers held the ceiling up. They returned with duct tape and duct taped it together.
Yeah. That's not the one that I saw.
But does that make you feel confident?
No.
Does it?
And it's always like Delta, man. Or
Well, I'm not going to say that.
I'm not gonna, yeah. Well, you just
We love Delta.
right.
Okay.
Got to be careful. I know.
This is
But no, dude. Like it's the
No,
something
it
is going
often
on.
is.
Like what is it? Is
well,
it
these
maintenance?
planes
Is
are
it
old,
what?
man. These planes are old, dude.
Well, I get that.
They're a
but,
gazillion years old, man. I
like
mean,
with everything going on, you're telling me there's not a single
I don't know.
CEO of any major airline out there
They
that
say,
hasn't gone,
look,
hey, yo, look, you might want to check our shit.
statistically speaking, it's a low year for incidents. To be honest with you, but they are reporting a lot of them.
So wait. So does this back up my when we first started talking about all these plane crashes? If you remember, I was like, dude, I think it's just like being reported on more for.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're absolutely right about that.
So why though?
Because it sells. Because I talk about it, right?
All right, go on.
On
Anyway.
Friday night, 2 neighbors in Amherst, New Hampshire, rescued a woman from a house after it was a fire. They noticed flames. They knew that she couldn't walk. They rushed into the home, carried her to safety before firefighters arrived, and drew a lot of praise for bravery. That is great.
That is.
Man, this is great. And listen, what are your kids doing? What are my kids doing?
Going to school, he should be.
Well, but did they do this? Dhruv, Shadari, Mithan, Ladhania, and Miridul Jain, 3 high school students from India, have created a new kind of refrigerator that runs on salt without electricity. Their invention is called the Thermovault. Could be a game changer for communities without electricity. It earned them the 2025 Earth Prize and an award of about $12,500, but uses a method called ionocaloric cooling, where salt mixes with water and pulls in heat, making things colder. So ammonium chloride's the main salt used. It can lower the water's temperature up to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So yeah, it's pretty cool to be able to without electricity.
I mean, yeah,
that's pretty genius. So good
Go
for them.
them.
Yeah, I will brag though.
I wish I
Tyler,
was that smart.
do what?
I wish I was that smart to like come up with something crazy like that.
Yeah, no,
Just be
I
like, oh, yeah,
I would
this'll
love
work,
to have
like-
been Elon Musk in my invent
For
stuff.
real,
Just
like,
be able to invent things.
I
and
was
go,
amazed when I figured out how to make a grilled cheese the right way.
Yeah, no, if I can
these guys
operate
are-
the infotainment system in my vehicle, I feel very
Right,
accomplished.
Yeah. If you can,
Yeah.
Bluetooth it to your car.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
I've never
but-
even had a car that has Bluetooth.
But you've been in one, baby.
I've been in one for a test drive.
Hey, I am proud of my son Tyler. I told you guys he was going to barber college,
Yeah.
and he had graduated recently from barber college, and then you have to take the test, And so he took it yesterday, and my dude scored a high A on the test.
Nice.
He's officially a licensed barber now.
Good job, man.
So,
yeah.
well, I'm proud of him. I didn't do it; he did it.
Well, I mean, I
he
get
went
that,
to
but
school. He did his stuff. I mean, and he's really good,
Good
at it.
job for you, raising
Well, thank you.
and yeah.
He is a good young man. I'll give him that. Let's see what else. In Tokyo, there's a guy named Takanabu Nishimoto. He started an old guy rental service 13 years ago to help older men feel more valued, so people can rent old men for $7 an hour. And people use old men to, they might use them to talk, get advice, just spend time with somebody, hang out. $7 an hour.
I do it for free, man, with you. You're my old man hanging.
Oh my God! I will punch you right in the suck hole, bro. Right in there. Okay, let's see. Here's a great one. This is an interesting story. Hair salons in Guangzhou, China, are now using AI-powered machines to wash and rinse hair in 13 minutes. They use infrared sensors to detect the scalp, choose the right shampoo and method based on hair type. 3 different wash modes: speed wash, normal, extra, blah, blah, blah. Service started at about $1.35, but it's increased to $2.60 due to popularity. That's pretty wild. Think about going into a damn salon and getting your hair washed. Well, never mind, Rich. But for the rest of you, think about that. Having a robot do your hair, basically. All right.
Said except for you, Rick.
Yeah, I'm,
Looking
well,
at
I'm
me
sorry.
the whole
No,
time, and I'm like, 'cause
I mean,
know.
I just,
I
I'm
love
sorry,
my
man.
salon appointments.
Yeah, no, I know you do. Is it a roving band of jerks or just bored people over the weekend? Vandals used chainsaws to cut down dozens of shade trees across downtown L.A. The trees were mature, provided shade. They were on South Broadway and some other busy streets. Photos and videos show clean cuts at the base of the trunks. So they chainsawed all over. How does nobody? I mean, listen, you start come out to Sling County with a chainsaw
real.
anywhere and just start cutting something. Number one, every guy's going to come out because they're like, fun? Is this fun? Or they're going to come out and go, who the hell are you cutting trees around here, Holmes? You about to get lit up. You need to move on. I mean, how do you just let people go through downtown chopping trees?
For real.
Wow.
And LA is usually that's
I guess they're busy there, right?
king of environmentalists in the
Right,
man.
no doubt.
You telling me you even got that? You got that thing on and got one, and somebody
Yeah,
didn't
and
jump
nobody.
out and go,
Hey, that's
you're
a gas
ruining
burner.
the ozone.
Yeah, was that an electric chainsaw? That's
For
what they
real.
really want to know.
Yeah.
That's the only question. It's
Yep.
not did you cut down the trees, did you use an electric chainsaw?
That's the
Was
question.
it battery powered? Tonight's NBA playoffs, 3 games to sink your teeth into.
Better than stealing a purse in front of the
That's right.
Secret Service.
Bucks at Pacers. Pacers are up 1-0, surprisingly. They played really well. The Grizzlies at the Thunder. Thunder leads the series 1-0. They whooped that ass. And then the Timberwolves at the Lakers. The Timberwolves lead 1-0. And LA's going to have to get it together or they're done. I mean, that's it. They're just, I mean, they have the same problem that Golden State has. They got no big guys in the middle.
Yeah.
And it's a big problem for them right now. On Sunday, a Jane Doe filed a lawsuit against NFL Hall of Famer and broadcaster Shannon Sharp, asking for $50 million over claims of sexual assault. The anonymous plaintiff claims she was assaulted several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. Claims she met him in a gym, or he told her he'd buy her fake boobs if she won a weight loss competition with him. That was followed by him pursuing her relentlessly, texting, calling, asking her to come to the mansion. Eventually, they got into a consensual relationship, which she described as controlling and abusive, and that Sharp demanded complete control of her time and body. She said there was an argument that, quote, terrified her. There was a gun visible in the room. Man, when I was a kid, there was a gun visible in every room. Doe allegedly tried to text friends, and he threatened to kill her if she did that again. But the relationship continued. The Doe said the first instance happened a few weeks later. I don't know, man.
Oh, man.
I mean,
This dude keeps finding his way into the news for crazy stuff.
I want to believe somebody, and listen, you'll get your time. If it's true, you'll get your time to speak. But this is Shannon Sharp, man. I mean, some of this stuff doesn't sound real good. I mean, A, you're staying with him. B, you were terrified because there was a gun visible in the room.
Right.
I mean, you never seen a gun in a room before? Come on, man. I don't know. I do believe he might have blown her phone up.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that. I don't know, man. I don't know. When it comes to the NFL draft, no such thing as a sure thing, but a few picks are about as safe as they come. They say Travis Hunter, wide out from Colorado. Mason Graham, a defensive tackle from Michigan. Will Campbell, tackle from LSU. Tyler Warren, tight end of Penn State. Jahdae Barron, cornerback from Texas. Emeka Egbuka, say that 3 times fast. Wide out from Ohio State. Tyler Booker, a guard from Alabama. And then Omarion Hampton, the running back out of North Carolina. And today is Earth Day. It's the largest civic observance in the world to raise awareness on environmental issues. I think these days it feels like every day is Earth Day, doesn't it?
Right.
I mean, it used to be fun to celebrate Earth Day. We get together once a year, clean some shit up, pick up a little pollution stuff, clean
yeah,
up
I
on the
remember
side of the
those
road.
days, yeah.
Maybe hold hands across America, some shit like that.
Yeah,
And
so-
everybody was like, this is great. I feel
Yeah.
good about myself. I'm doing something.
And then the
Now,
next day
every
we all
day,
went back to
if you
being-
don't do something, they make you feel like a POS. So I'm not as motivated to celebrate Earth Day anymore. It's kind of beating the fun out of it for me. Remember when Earth Day was fun?
That's what I was thinking about. Like when I was a kid, I remember we used to, everybody'd volunteer and like go, repaint the park structures or whatever. And
Yeah. So I told you guys that we were going to break some news today, and we are.
By the way, everybody's happy that Brandon's back. So good
Yes,
morning, Brandon.
yes,
We missed you
much
in
better
comments.
camera operator than we are. That's for damn sure. I tell you what, let's take a break real quick.
But
And
listen,
yeah,
if we're gonna take a break, I
What?
think we should do one of the listeners submitted AI.
okay. We could do that.
Yeah,
Hold on,
we haven't done one in a minute.
Okay, let me figure
Oh, and
out.
also, are we good for May 4th? Andy wants to know. That's when we rescheduled to go out to Tactical Turkeys.
We should be.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, let me look at the calendar, but I think so. Yeah. Hold
I
on
think
one.
that's when we got it rescheduled.
Okay,
for.
so you want to do one of the listener songs you said?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I don't remember who this is. You'll know who you are. Okay, and I do. Anyway, this is the.
I mean, we don't have to if you don't want to.
Let me. I want to credit him properly, so let me wait. I know that's a big tease, isn't it? Listen, we're going to break. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
The
all right?
longest time in history it's ever taken you to go to break, man.
Well, man,
Are
I'm
you
just,
okay this morning?
No, man, I'm not okay. I'm here. Let's just get out of here.
As long as I can remember, I've been looking for love. I dance with the devil and I pray to above. I always thought that's what I should do. That's what I thought until I touched you. The way your curves feel under my hand, the way when we're done I can't even stand. Thought it was about being a gentleman. Turns out I didn't understand. It could have been the way your teeth sink in, or it could have been the smell of your skin. But something in you flipped a switch in me, and I need it switched again. My little movie theater plays all your turns, the carpet burns. Damn, did I pull your hair? Oh, burn on my wrist, savage in my blood. Damn, I wanna pull your hair. It could have been the way your teeth sink in, or it could have been the smell of your skin. But something in you flipped a switch in me, and I need it switched again. I need it switched. I need it switched. I need it fucking switched again. It could have been the way your teeth sink in, or it could have been the smell of your skin. But something in you flipped a switch in me, and I need it switched again. I need it fucking switched again.
All right, we are back.
Are we good now? Are you good?
No, I'm
I
good
think
now.
we're gonna
I just-
reset.
man,
Good
I'm-
morning, everybody. Welcome to Patrick and the People. I'm Rich. Yeah.
No, I got that, Kevin.
good?
All of a sudden I was so parched, and I just lost my mind a
Yeah,
little
let's
bit.
use
I
that
think.
excuse.
Yeah, no, that
Sorry,
sounds good,
everybody, we
doesn't
had
it?
to take a break
Does that
so I
sound
can
good?
go
Look,
reset
my water's
Patrick.
empty. That's right. That's what happened, Rich. You're exactly right, buddy.
So, dude, earlier, and I've been kind of waiting for it. I thought you were going to
Yeah.
go into it, but you didn't. And I'm on the edge of my seat.
No, and let's talk about it. Let's talk for a minute. And first, I'm going to lay out the short version, and then we'll go into some depth on it. All right. So everybody knows who Ice Cube is, and I've been a huge fan of Ice Cube
Yeah, I
since
get
I was
him
a
out of my
kid.
fridge every day.
Heyo. He owns the Big Three.
Okay.
The Big Three is I guess it is a professional, at least semi-professional basketball league that they created. And they have people like Dwight Howard, who's a big name. Snoop Dogg is an owner of one of them, or had been an owner, investor. But the story is that a lot of investors believe they've been fleeced. And the reason is a few years ago when the Big Three was kind of on the come up and they were trying to get funds, they cashed in on the NFT thing. And so they offered up these NFTs to investors. And I don't mean like, for $25.
So not like
We're-
jumping on the next Bitcoin sensation for
Yeah, like
$9.
cryptocurrency type things, right? So we're talking about investors putting 5,000 or more in.
Oh, so
Okay.
that's a
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's a significant. This is not a small thing,
Right.
Some of these guys, put 25, 30, some of them $100,000 in, and so they were promised when they did a lot of benefits, certain things, voting rights as far as MVPs, player things like that.
like they'd have some input on
Yes,
on
they
the
would have.
decisions
That's
of
right.
the teams. Gotcha.
And
Okay.
to some minor degree, also autographed merchandise, tickets. Ice Cube would do an annual meeting presentation to these investors and talk to them about everything going on.
Right.
And so many people came forward and did this.
Right.
So for 2 years, and let me tell you, so that the information I have this isn't just from a story that I saw somewhere or anything like that.
Right.
This came from people reaching out to us through a conduit of somebody who I'm close with who did invest.
Okay.
And apparently, this is breaking. All of these investors have, for 2 years now, been trying to communicate with them, work with them, try to get what they were told they were
Promised.
supposed to get, what they were
Right.
promised. Now, here's where it gets really dirty, in my opinion. Okay? It gets dirty because, so they have these teams they've invested in.
Right.
And now the Big Three is doing better, right? And they figured out, oh, you know what? There are cities who would like to sponsor our team. So the city will fund the team
Oh, okay.
instead of having to go to investors, right?
Right.
Which is great, right?
Right. Right.
Now,
you're talking, new
part
level. You've
and-
grown.
right, and so part of these investors, model was some profit sharing.
Right.
So you might think, oh, if the team's going to go to be city funded, there might be some profit sharing because the city's going to buy it out, right?
Okay, I got what you're
No, instead, what happened is they put those teams on hiatus and then started new teams in the cities so they didn't have to pay anything out over here. And they just asked out all these investors, or so it would seem.
So they just shut
let
all
me
these
put it
other
like
teams
this.
down.
I've seen receipts as far as I've heard from many, many people, owners, investors,
Right.
in these teams.
Right.
Many of them, not one, not two, many of them now have reached out and communicated some of their stories. They've shared insider texts with me. They've shared documents with me. I've seen this stuff. And so the problem is they're not getting an answer from anybody. Nobody is responding. Nobody's talking to them. They've been iced out.
Right.
And so
It's
now,
probably a bad choice of,
yeah, well, I
fun,
guess it
but
is
yeah.
bad, it's bad fun. But now they want to do something about it.
Well,
they're
absolutely.
pissed
I mean,
off,
dude, I would be.
and
Would
so
you
they're
not?
voicing it. Well, yeah, absolutely, I would.
You're telling me I invested, 5,000, and
Yeah.
they didn't issue a reason why all these other teams got what'd you say? Indefinitely,
Oh, on
suspended or whatever?
hiatus?
Yeah, on
Yeah,
hiatus.
yeah,
I
they
mean,
didn't get rid of them, because if you get rid of them, then what?
then you have
Well,
answers.
then
You
you
have to,
you
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 have
got to you got
questions you
to
have to
you know you
answer.
got to pay out. You got to do
Right.
this. You got to do that. You got to make good on what your promises were.
Right.
But if you put it on hiatus, oh, it's just paused forever,
Right.
forever.
Yeah. That can't
That's
be
to me.
allowed.
Okay. So
That's a slime ball move, man.
it seems like it. So here's we'll kind of go a little more in depth. It launched in 2021, and they
Okay.
sold these NFTs to represent fractional ownership of 12 teams.
Right.
For investors, retail investors. They promise perks like voting rights, revenue sharing. They're being accused of mismanagement, potential fraud, as outlined in posts on X and some recent news reports. So the NFTs were tied to 12 teams, and they were marketed as a way for fans to own a stake in the league. Investors were promised governance rights, voting on team decisions, a share of the money. In 2025, the Big Three, as I said, announced a shift to the city model and introduced 8 new teams: Dallas, LA, Chicago, etc., starting in June of this year.
Okay.
4 franchises, Miami, LA, Houston, Detroit, were sold to new ownership groups for $10 million each.
Mm-hmm.
Existing NFT-owned teams were put on hiatus and paused their operations. And so they're saying, hey, we weren't informed or consulted about the sale, the hiatus decision, despite having an ownership stake.
Right.
Nobody talked to us about it at all. They said, we're outraged by the Big Three selling these teams and then putting the current teams on hiatus. I mean,
Right.
especially if you're selling them for $10 million,
Right.
you know. So they feel like they've been misled. They argue that they exploited the NFT craze to raise money from investors without delivering, violating security regulations. And they say a lack of communication from the leadership, Ice Cube and co-founder Jeff Quatinetz, has fueled speculation about intentional deception. Here, look, I don't like this because the show is called Patrick and the People for a reason.
Right.
If I go to the people and I ask them to help me with something, for example, okay, we've been doing a fundraiser for the blocks because you know that in May,
Right.
I'm going to shoot for Amazon Prime the reality show The Blocks.
Right.
And people kindly, generously, and thankfully,
Through a lot of pain.
yes,
to help
shared donated money to our GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Now, if all of a sudden I never talk about it again, and I say, "Oh, I'm still going to do it, but I just don't know when yet,"
Right.
and I just never talk about it again, you think they're not going to feel away? Of course, you're going to feel away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Of course, and that is the tiniest version of this. Now, you
yeah.
magnify that when you, as a fan, a super fan. Look, people love Ice Cube.
Right.
His brand is strong. I mean, look, I've loved him since NWA. I loved him by himself. I loved Friday movies, all of them. I like the barbershop. I like Ice Cube as a personality a great deal. Always have.
Right.
That's that's big time. A lot of people love that guy, believe in that guy. He's got a brand. Then you've got people like Dwight Howard. You know how you're paying Dwight Howard a lot of money, but you can't take care of the people who helped you when you needed help. That's the problem I have. Is these are the people, the backbone when you were down. Look, they said, I think when they did the NFT thing, they were expecting more investors. And that may be the case.
I mean, that's not the investor's fault.
It is not. The point is the people that did invest put theirs on the line
Right.
for you
You
to help
owe
you
them
out.
back something.
So if there's anybody to me, if there's anybody that I owe, it's the people who support me.
Right.
It's the people who roll out to the loony bin or, come up here as a guest on the show or, whatever it may be. That I owe them.
Absolutely.
You understand what I mean? And that's how I would feel if I'm Ice Cube. And again, I'm not saying he personally is aware. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not privy to that. It would be hard to believe he's not, but I do know this. No matter who the CEO of a company is. If it goes wrong, the CEO takes that's where the buck
That's
stops.
the captain of the ship.
So ignorance of the law is no excuse. If you don't know what's going on, then you were asleep at the watch.
Right.
If you do know what's going on, then why are you taking advantage of the people who came in to support you?
Exactly.
I mean, things as simple as, listen, as simple as, and every person who invested was supposed to get a basketball autographed by players.
Okay.
No, can't even get that. 2 years in. One of the people that sent me things showed me 4 or 5 messages back and forth between one of the people that are over that,
right,
saying, we're going to get it to you. We're going to get, then they just started ghosting. They just disappeared. They just quit answering.
Right.
So this, look, at worst, you have fraud and you have people who've been misled, deceived. At the very best, you have a real PR nightmare.
Oh, absolutely.
A real PR nightmare. And you can ill afford that right now. You don't want to alienate fans.
I think with Ice Cube being attached, that you would think somebody's clearly be.
I'm hoping. The problem is that they had gone to a couple of major players and they wanted to wait. They didn't want to get their hands in it yet.
Yeah.
And they want to get the story out, and that's why somebody, again, I know, invested. And he had been talking with some of the large-scale investors, and they were pushing him to, hey, will you ask if Patrick will break this? So I am. And I do think it's important. I think they ran the razzmatazz on these people. And I don't like that.
I mean, it sounds.
It doesn't sound good.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Optics are very bad.
Like you can paint the picture however you want.
Yeah,
it sounds like
I think
everybody got bamboozled. Tricked.
Well, maybe
the shell game, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
man.
the shell game is a good way to put it. I mean, at the very, maybe they thought, well, nobody will really hold us accountable to this, right?
Right.
But then people wanted what they were promised. Go figure that.
Right.
And I mean that's what you agreed to.
It's
And none of that.
If I go and advertise,
they got some tickets, is what I hear. Most people got some tickets. Nothing else. Nothing else that was promised at all.
Yeah.
I think they said they had one meeting, 1 year, the very first year. Ice Cube did a presentation, and they've never heard from him again. Yeah. So it was like, yeah, we're done with it. So
for the equivalent of like a
I think
sports
this story
timeshare or something, man.
I think this story needs to get out. I mean, I think people need to be talking about it because this is exactly the problem. Greed sucks. Greed is sucky. When people break their back to help you and they give their hard-earned money. One of these guys I know for a fact is a disabled veteran.
Yeah.
And I'm not, just saying it, but I'm saying think about that for a minute. Here's a guy who's probably using, the money that
right.
he traded his limbs for.
Absolutely.
And that's the guy you want to take advantage of,
right.
really?
Right.
He said, you know what, the money I do
exactly
have.
like you said, they're super fans of the game and of Ice Cube, and man, like
they believe.
Who wouldn't want to,
Right. Who wouldn't want a piece of that if you can do it?
Right.
And you think, look, no investment's guaranteed. I don't care what you do. I mean, you can take, L's in an investment. It happens,
right.
Just because you invest in the big three or, Elon Musk, Tesla,
But at that, even at the end of the day, take everything else aside and say, okay, you end up you pay $5,000 for a whole bunch of merchandise.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're guaranteed that. You still at least want that merchandise.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is they could have probably avoided all of this if they had done them right from the get.
Right.
If they had delivered on everything else, made them feel part of it, made them feel included. But what they feel like happened is right after they got the money, they got a little bit of love, and then boom, they got ghosted.
Yeah.
Hey,
thanks for the $5,000.
Yeah.
We'll come out and smile.
No, I
and see y'all
appreciate you
once
getting naked with me, but don't call me anymore.
Right.
What?
Exactly.
I thought something was what?
For real.
Yeah, no. So It just doesn't set well with
It doesn't,
me.
no.
It doesn't set well with me at all, to be honest with you. All right, let's see what you guys are saying.
I hope we find out more about that, man.
I think that we are going to find out a lot more about it. I think that the story's going to break open. I think that a lot of folks are going to be talking about this. Look again. I mean, look at all the people attached to it: Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, Dwight Howard. I mean, I can go down the list. These are not broke people.
Right. Like,
These
it's not like they needed the $5,000.
I'm saying they're not broke people.
Right. Right.
Not any of them. So come on, man.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. I don't care. I'm not telling you look how to run a company or how to pay a dividend or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying.
No, but it's like
I'm saying just do the right thing.
Even like Brandon is saying in chat, like if you didn't, if you ended up not going to the blocks and everything, like we would refund everybody their investment. Like that would.
Well,
just
of course,
be the
that would be
right
what we
thing.
would do.
Like,
That's exactly what would happen.
It's no different. Like if I was putting on a vapor show and I advertised a big time, big name. If I advertised John Cena's going to come to the show, and then had a whole bunch of sponsors,
right.
pay, $500.
That's right, and then
to cover the cost.
Then John Cena doesn't show up,
and then go, oh well, remember you can't see him. Like no, people are going to be pissed.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. It's a bait and switch.
Right.
It's a shell game. It's whatever you want to call it. Let's see. What's everybody saying here, though?
I see Brad Elkins said, you guys going to come watch some arena football in Hot Springs sometime, the Hot Springs Wise guys. Man, I'm excited about that, and I'm not going to lie.
When do they start?
Reached out. I think they start out at the end of May. I've been trying to kind of find out some information if they're needing like an announcer or like a PA guy or commentary, whatever. Man, I want that.
Governor Hot Wheels said, you should see what they're doing in Haskell, clearing land. Took out my wife. I almost killed my cat with a bulldozer. Well,
what?
Listen, bro, that's for Buc-ee's, so it doesn't matter. Your cat can go. Your cat can go. Your Wi-Fi can go. That's Buc-ee's town, baby.
Okay, so I've
Isn't
never.
that where that Buc-ee's is going to be?
I guess
I'm
so,
pretty
maybe.
sure it is.
Is it in Benton? Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what's going on there. But now maybe I'm wrong. But
I've never been to a Buc-ee's.
well, I haven't either. But apparently, it's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't understand.
People
what
say
the
it's like
excitement
it's
is,
some kind of experience. Like you're going to go in there and it's just going to go, and you're going to be like, this is the greatest thing ever.
Right.
It's like a super gas station, Walmart, Dollar General.
It's where they redo your programming for the
And
Matrix.
good. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, go to Buc-ee's, get reprogrammed for the Matrix. That is correct. Does anyone know where to find a step-side bed for my Ranger?
What?
What are you talking about, bro? Do you have a Ford Ranger?
Who said that?
That's the Hot Wheels. Do you have a Ford Ranger, bro? Tasha said, they always say rich people never use their own money to make money, but it's sad that you would take fans' money and not give it back, keeping your word. I agree that, and that's the problem that I have with it on principle. Right there is that you instead of using your own money, and I understand that you've got a company, you want the public to invest, to be involved, and that was in my mind a pretty clever way to do it.
Yeah.
But something went wrong.
Something.
And
Somebody fumbled the ball somewhere, and
the one thing you can't fumble are the people that support you at the root level.
Right.
I mean, these are the salt of the earth for you. These are the ambassadors of your life. Of your whole lifeblood of your business. These are the people who are going to go out as investors and owners.
Right.
Right? Because you get a percentage of it. You're an owner, right? You're going to be the one pushing it, talking about it, promoting it, trying to get people to go.
Right.
I mean, you become an anchor for them.
Right.
And everybody turns into a marketing agent.
Absolutely.
And so, in good faith, that's what you do. You go to town, you market this stuff, you talk about it, you talk it up, you love it up. I mean, they probably did all that stuff. And thinking, well, this is what's going to happen.
Right.
It didn't. So yeah, that's disappointing to me on many levels. Let's
think that something like that's going to happen. Good morning, by the way. Brandon Jack says good morning.
Oh, what's
How
up,
was
Brandon? How you doing, man?
Have you heard how what was it, a poker run they were doing?
Oh, the poker run. I have not heard back on how that went yet,
Okay.
but I'd like to. I'd like to know. I'm sure you can tell.
I got to catch up with that. The one woman that came in with him, her boyfriend was a wrestler or something. She was saying.
No, what?
With the Punishers and the group from the
Oh,
I don't know. I'll let you think about it.
yeah, I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just remember she had talked to me about it the first
Okay.
time they were in
Oh,
here,
really? Okay.
And I was like, "Well, send us some footage."
Lacey or Sydney, you mean?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Which one, the dark or the blonde?
The dark-haired one.
That's Lacey.
Okay.
Yeah, Lacey is her name.
Well, if
I don't
she's
remember her last
listening, I
name.
believe
She's with
she was the one
Acasa.
that said, "Yeah.
Yeah. Real sharp lady. Yeah, super sharp lady. He said, yeah, I got a Ford Ranger. That's great, man. That's great. All right, let's do this, and we'll be right back. You know what? As a real estate agent, I've seen lots of homes get caught up in probate. That's when somebody dies and they don't have a will. And the next thing you know, siblings are arguing over houses, possessions, cars, things like that. That is a nightmare you don't want any part of. You're going to need some help. You need someone with experience. You need Riggin Law. Okay, RigginLaw.com. Kristen Riggin there and her team are amazing at guiding you through this process. Look, you want to get what's coming to you, but you don't want to have to fight with everybody to get it. Just get Kristen to do the work for you. Go to RigginLaw.com. When you have questions, you have concerns about an inheritance, about anything like that, RigginLaw.com is the solution. Check them out. Have you been injured? You need an attorney with a passion for people and an obsession with justice. That attorney is Tim Reed in Little Rock. Look, they've won $1.3 million in wrongful death, almost $1 million in medical malpractice and in insurance dispute. These guys know what they're doing, but more importantly, he's not a figurehead of some kind. He's not just some person on a poster with a picture of a rig or a smile or his dog with him. This is a real guy you can text with, you can talk to, and who will take good care of you. He'll work with you personally to get what you deserve. Check out reedfirm.com, reedfirm.com, or give him a call, 777-7333.
Your words keep playing on a loop through my head. The price that I'm paying, well, the currency is dread. Thinking on what I heard, a question I'm trying to unwind. Digging through your words, how much truth will be mined? Paranoia is creeping in, a dirty fog that whispers. I'm hoping my demons don't win, picking at my mental blisters. The farther I walk in the wake of your words, the less I trust my compass. The more I stalk and take from things unheard, the less I trust my spyglass. It's so dark in here and I don't have a flashlight to illuminate my thoughts, to know which is right. Paranoia is creeping in, a dirty fog that whispers. I'm hoping my demons don't win, picking at my mental blisters. I hear the demons breaking in, the windows of my brain being busted. The doors are being kicked in, nothing in my head can be trusted. Paranoia is creeping in, a dirty fog that whispers. I'm hoping my demons don't win, picking at my mental blisters. I'm hoping my demons don't get wind.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, we are back.
Trying
We
to
are
mess
back.
with all this new, Oh, that's a wall they're looking at.
Okay. All right. So first of all, let me go back. This is funny. Over in the comments, people are saying Mike said, "Hey, chat, go smash that like button. Smash it hard." And then said, "The harder you smash it, the more it helps." And somebody else said, "Bitch, slap that button." That's great, man. That is great. So,
Like and subscribe button, man.
yeah, please do. And please follow us on YouTube if you haven't already. It would be great to have you following us on YouTube. It'd
And
be
Clapper.
very helpful.
What's up,
And
Clapper?
Clapper. What up, Clapper? I got a story for you, Rich. I think
You were just saying about this.
yeah,
I'm kind of worried.
so. For the last few decades, pro wrestling
Okay.
has been moving away from the conceit that what happened in the ring and outside of it was 100% real, right?
Right.
Now revealed as a highly coordinated entertainment, the last bit of the old facade is going to be stripped away with a new WWE
I
Netflix
saw
series.
this.
It's spelled out in the title, WWE Unreal,
Yeah.
a 10-episode reality series taking viewers in the writer's room. Now, if you're still holding on to the idea, the teaser, that it's real, the teaser will put that to notion to rest. Triple H shares the why behind the show. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is a calculated, coordinated production. It's time we're going to lift the curtain. The series is going to debut this summer.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this, man?
That's it's a lot to unpack, man, from within the wrestling world, because you do have your diehard, wrestling fans and promoters and workers out there that well, it's called kayfabe in the industry, and that's keeping the magic alive. That
Right.
all
The
this
illusion
stuff is really
It's
happening.
much like magic. You
Right.
don't reveal the secret or
Right.
the way you do the trick, right?
Exactly,
But some people do.
Exactly. That's the other point.
But
of it,
why
is
would the WWE at this point? What's the win for them here?
Well, I mean, I think the win is just simply saying, look, this is going to happen, and to really put to rest the stress of having to worry about, because the internet and phones, man, have killed kayfabe. Like, you have the ability of, wrestlers and fans and just not common sense thinking of,
So-
hey, you take a picture of the WWE ring getting set up, and you've got, a heel and a face that are actively involved in a storyline. Just 2 nights ago, you saw bloody each other up, and they're chilling next to each other on the ropes,
Right.
sitting here talking. That ruins the
illusion.
The illusion
Well,
that these two people actually hate each other.
I'll validate what you're saying about cameras and things like that, because somebody was at, I don't know if it was WrestleMania or where it was.
Yeah.
But apparently CM Punk was in a match, and he ended up, I don't know, slammed through a table and under the table.
Yeah.
And they had video
yeah,
of him
of him
poking
blading.
himself with the blade to make himself bleed.
Yeah. Again, exactly. That's a perfect point.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're not going to stop that. And it's so readily and easily available. You know what one person has, and as soon as they post it online,
So you're saying basically
They have to embrace
they've
it.
decided to take the power back instead of letting people do it.
Right.
They're just going to pull the curtain back and go, look.
Right. You're absolutely right. This is what puts it on. At the end of the day, though, and this is where the psychology of wrestling comes in. This is what puts it on. Yes, it's a show. Yes, this is what we're doing. This is
Right.
how it's done. You're still going to tune in and watch it.
Well, but it's no different than any other show you watch. I mean, you don't think that,
Right.
Walton Goggins is really Uncle Baby Billy.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I know that's not who he is.
Exactly.
He's not Uncle Baby Billy. He's Walton Goggins.
And I think,
And it's no different with the WWE. They're just athletic when they do it.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, you're right. You're not wrong.
Matter of fact, they're as scripted as it can be. It's still less scripted than a lot of
And
things.
I mean, of course, you're talking about two different things here, because
Yeah.
very much like when I am when I am announcer rich and I'm at, a live event and they do it and somebody's like, oh my gosh, God, did that really hurt? Yeah, man, it hurt.
No, it does hurt.
Did you see that guy?
I cracked 2 ribs.
Right.
No, it's legit.
Like people are,
I cracked 2 ribs, son.
But you also, I'm going to further that illusion. But yeah, you can't sit back and full of common sense and go, oh no, it's not a predetermined outcome and, oh, it's
Right.
not planned and oh, there's not, a bit of theatrics to it. Yeah.
Right.
It's just, you got to admit it and embrace it at this point. As much as I hate to say kayfabe is dead, it is,
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. So you're just saying they're embracing it instead.
Yeah, I see that's what they're doing. I saw the preview for it, right?
Yeah.
Little doggy said, don't say that around Granny Hulkster. I did see the preview for it. And to be honest, I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
A, not only as a fan,
Okay.
B, industrial interest, somebody that comes from a broadcasting background and radio and TV
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
And then 3, as a promoter, let me see what they're doing and, get some behind the scenes tips and tricks on different things to try out and do. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's worked for them, man,
No, I mean it may open up all kinds of doors. It may get people more interested in the writing side of it, or
Right.
Enable more people to be involved that way.
Exactly.
So it is interesting because look, the people who want to see it as the soap opera are going to see it as the soap opera.
And absolutely. And go for
Just
that.
like
That's
I'd-
what
look,
it was designed for.
Listen, I go to every Mission Impossible movie I've watched, except for the first one. I don't know why it's boring to me,
Right.
but the rest of them I love, and I've probably watched them all. I don't know how many times. I know what's going to happen.
Right.
I know that Tom Cruise is not Ethan Hunt, but I love it.
Right.
He may be crazy, batshit crazy,
Right.
and that's fine because as Ethan Hunt, he's dope as hell, and I dig it, and so yeah, I don't see that much different at all. I mean, if you dig it, you dig it.
I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with
Yeah.
it. Like everybody, you still have your favorite wrestlers. You still have your heels and your baby faces.
Mm-hmm.
You still have the ones that everybody are happy to see win. So live your dream, man. If you like, looking at them as they're superheroes and you get to live vicariously through them, they're doing their job.
All right.
That's how I feel.
No, that's good. I want to move on. I want to put you through a quiz.
Okay.
Now that you're all worked up.
Right.
Here, let's throw an audio bed here.
Governor Hot Wheels Brandon said he prefers to watch the ladies wrestle. Hey, man.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Women's wrestling has come a long way.
It really has.
So, all right,
So
man,
it's
man,
Big
quiz
Word Day.
Uh-oh.
And so I'm going to have to test you on some big words here and see which ones you can define.
Did you bring Tylenol for when my brain starts to hurt?
No, I did not do that.
It's
So
gonna leave me with a headache.
the first word that I have for you
Yes, first word. Let's go.
is elucidate. Elucidate. What does elucidate mean?
Elucidate.
If I let me elucidate on this so that you understand.
I mean, what is... So, lucid is, really, visual, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to think it's the opposite of that.
Well,
Not
no,
very visual.
you were close with lucid. Really, to be honest. Hold on.
Because I'm thinking of, lucid dreaming, which means,
Right.
you
Yeah,
dream, it's almost so real
It's to make something clear and understood.
Okay, so it's
It's
to make
elucidate,
something
make it clear,
Oh, and
make
it's
it
to
clear and understood. So lucid would be awake, right?
So you just say, let me make it more clear for
Yeah,
you.
I get you. But it's Big Word Day. All right, here, let me throw you malaise.
Malaise.
It's not on a sandwich.
No. It's something from Malaysia.
No.
It's made in.
Come on, you
it's
know what malaise is, right?
No, I have no idea.
Malaise is a general feeling of unease. It's a malaise. It just covers everything. It's like,
So ick.
Yeah, the ick is probably a good way to, yes, ick is good. All right,
Why do we have to come up with so much fancier way? Just say this shit.
man, this is just the fun of the world. How about this one? Nefarious.
Oh, that means you're anti-fairy.
It means you're
You
evil.
don't like Tinkerbell.
Evil. Nefarious is evil.
Nefarious,
Wicked or
okay.
evil. Ubiquitous.
Ubiquitous. I don't even know how to spell it.
Ubiquitous.
I feel like it's something relating to like personality.
That's a good guess. It's not.
Oh, okay.
It means it's everywhere.
So
An
there's
example
just
might
ample
be
amounts.
Drake as an artist is ubiquitous.
He's
No matter where you
everywhere.
go, he's everywhere.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Or you
the
could just say
WWE
that.
is ubiquitous.
Right.
You know, so
Or you could just say that.
yeah.
Hey, Drake is everywhere.
Yeah, no, you could.
Yeah.
You could. You just
Keep it simple.
I'm trying to help you out here, man.
I understand, but I'm not going to
I'm trying
remember.
to-
I'm going to be. I'm going to be.
You can't
sitting
take
here
one of those
studying.
with you. You can't take one of those with you today and use it.
Maybe
Just one.
just one.
Just pick one.
Try.
Yeah, nefarious.
1%
That
better.
fits.
Nefarious,
Look, that would be
right.
great in in the VCW.
That would be.
Nefarious is a great word to add to your lexicon. He's nefarious.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying?
As a commentator, yes, I
Okay.
see. All right, see.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
Thank you so much.
I sense your sincerity. I really do. I feel it there, man. I want you to know that. I feel the sincerity. All right. This is a pretty.
Sincerity. That means like you.
Yes.
For real. Yeah.
Yes. No. Good job. Let's talk about stoners. I'm sure we
Yes.
can do that.
We can definitely do that.
Stone-
That is a subject that I've studied a lot.
Okay. Well, I then you'll be good here.
Right. This is what the quiz should have been about.
This it should be about that.
Like,
all right.
you know,
Get-
what's your favorite
Oh, okay.
munchy food or something?
I
not,
tell you what.
know-
Give me 5 slang names for weed.
Oh gosh. Well, you have smoke,
Okay.
shake.
Yeah.
Well, back in our day, it used to be called dope.
Dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's something different.
The devil's lettuce.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
it's always a good one.
Yeah. And man, I'm trying to think of
I always
this
like
one.
either hippie lettuce or electric lettuce.
Electric lettuce. Yeah.
Yeah, both of
there's a
those
good
are
one.
pretty high on my list. Dank Sinatra.
Dank Sinatra.
That's a pretty good one. I use that
Dro.
one from time to time. Dro. Yeah.
Dro.
I drove. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
See, I told you, I'd pass
Yeah, you,
with the
you
flying
can do that one. You can do that one.
Right. Because there's ubiquitous amounts.
How many quarters are in an ounce?
No.
Okay, so we stopped at the math. The answer's 4. Buy 3 or sell 3, keep 1. Stoners find it easier to recognize and understand how other people feel, according to a new study out just in time for yesterday, 4/20, or day was that yesterday, day before? The research from a university in Mexico finds that people regularly smoke weed have more empathy than the rest of the population. Says the chronic users are more capable of sensing how others feel. Brain scans back it up. Say the region of the brain linked with empathy, which is the anterior cingulate, is particularly active in weed smokers. So because of this, they think stoners are better able to sense someone's emotional state. Do you feel like you are more empathetic?
I do, man. I do. I just
Yeah.
want you to know, Patrick.
Would
I
that
don't
make
give a fuck. No.
would that make Snoop Dogg the most empathetic person on the planet?
Probably.
I mean,
Maybe.
he ought to be just dripping with empathy.
You would think so.
Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I guess you're less uptight. Maybe you stop a little longer to think about it.
I think that maybe they just ran across a whole bunch of stoners that really like stories, and so they were like, "Man, tell me your life story, man.
It would be
I'm
fun
here to
to.
listen."
It'd be great to participate. See, I never get invited to a study like that.
Yeah, no,
Nobody's ever said, "Hey, bro, you want to be in a weed study?"
no.
Because I'd be like, yeah, that sounds
sign
great.
me up, man.
That sounds awesome.
Right,
Yeah.
please.
Would you like to do shrooms for research? Absolutely, I would. Yes, if I can help the cause, sure.
Right. It's for science.
Yeah, I mean it's science, right?
come
Yeah,
on
I mean
now.
it's legit.
Science, man. Bill
Yeah.
Nye.
No, that would
do
be
your
fun.
part.
Have you ever been in some kind of study like that?
No, I mean,
or trial, anything?
I was in like a 72-hour hold once for a little
No,
while.
not that. The kind of.
Studied some.
Were you now? I've never had the bars close in front of me. Luckily,
Yeah,
how was that 72 hours?
it was fun.
Dark,
Yeah,
or was it fun, or boring, or
I
what?
mean,
Did you have people
lot of
talking to
thinking.
you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What were they saying? Do you remember?
No, are you talking like voices and stuff?
No, I mean
or-
people in the cell. Was there anybody
No,
with
it wasn't in a cell. It was.
Oh.
It was. My cheese slid off my cracker for a
you?
little.
The other. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you had to go get you a little
I
value.
had to, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you had to go.
calm down and
Yeah.
get my head
Okay.
wrapped around
You
life
get
a
yourself a
little
little
bit.
5150 action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, it happens. You can have cheese slide off the cracker. Who hadn't had that happen? As you said, right? I mean, we've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be cool to be part of. I've tried to be in some studies, but I did do a sleep study. Does that count?
I've done a sleep study before. Yeah. No.
I did do that.
Did you have to go to the hospital or did they do it at home?
No, I wish that they had done it at home, but no, I went to a clinic, and they hook all the electrodes up.
Yeah.
And there's electrodes on your head. Quite a few electrodes on your arms, on your chest, and then they say, "Okay, go to sleep."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so you're laying on a semi-comfortable bed with all these wires and flashing, blinking lights and hooked up, and they're like, "Yeah, go to sleep."
Yeah.
And then finally, somehow, you fall asleep because that's not an environment conducive. Because everybody's looking at you. You've never been sleep conscious until everybody's looking at you while you sleep. And that is a weird ass feeling. You know what I mean? And so it's like, read me a story or something, bitch. Come on, man, help me out. Hot toddy, something. Smoke a spliff. Let's do this, man. Get a TV. What's up? But anyway, so yeah, and then what the worst part was, as hard as it was to get to sleep, I did, and so I'm sleeping, and then you'll hear, "Can you please roll over? Please roll over." Yes. Like 5 times, man. Every time you get into could you please roll over on your side now? You man? I'm trying to sleep here, bro. What's up? What is up, man?
It is the worst.
No, it's terrible.
It is the most anti-sleeping sleep
Yeah.
study.
No, it's
You just
it's
have
so
to wonder
stressful.
who came up with right.
Yeah.
Okay, you passed the sleep study. Great. I had a heart attack while doing it.
right,
Yeah.
no doubt. What's crazy too is sometimes do you have a different sleep personality
Oh yeah.
that's not a happy
Oh
personality?
yeah. Well, apparently my sleep personality, one for the longest time, was that I snored really loud.
Well, that's part and parcel. But now I don't now.
Yeah.
But if I don't put on my CPAP,
Yeah.
then I'll snore.
See,
and
I
sometimes
never did the CPAP.
I'll go to the bathroom and I'll come back and I'm so tired I just forget to put it back on.
Right.
And so Laura will say, "Hey, you're snoring," and I don't know who this person is when I'm sleeping because I'll be like, "No, I'm not. I'm not. Let me sleep." I'm going to be mean about it. And I'm like, "Who is this kid?" Because she'll tell me. And I'm like, "I don't even know that cat. I don't understand what's going on. I keep telling him to stay quiet.
Right,
Now,
yeah.
don't open your mouth.
Yeah.
Just say okay or something, man, like I do. But sleep me won't listen to wake me, and he keeps messing things up for me.
So
There's nothing worse than having your wife wake up mad at you and you're like,
"What did I do?"
I'm sorry,
Like,
man.
you were sleeping.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
yeah.
I'm so, but I mean, it's real. It's,
there's-
it's like, what did I do?
I can't help it.
I can't control this cat.
Control of that one.
See, he's operating from a different brain somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe it's the one they're talking about in your stomach.
I know what
Maybe
you-
that's my
yeah,
stomach brain.
right.
I don't know.
The sad thing is I know what you're talking about so when I'm sleeping and I get woke up,
Yeah.
even if it's my kiddo, if he just comes up and he's like, "Hey, Dad."
Yeah.
And I think I get it from my dad because my dad used to do the same thing. But I am the loudest, startle awake person.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll go from nothing to that. It's not like shake. It's like I'm sitting here passed out sleeping. And then all of a sudden I'll just be like, "Yeah, what?" As loud as I can. And it always scares him. And,
Oh, yeah. No, that would scare him.
yeah.
Governor Hot Wheels asked me if I looked like a fighter pilot with my CPAP. Let me put it like this. I've been Maverick and Top Gun's happened there, if you get my drift. Yeah, the pilot gets the action. You know what I mean?
I never got the CPAP, man. I was supposed to, and then like, honestly, I lost a whole bunch of weight, and then I
And that
kinda
makes
felt
a
like
huge difference.
I wondered because I felt like
And
really my sleep has been better.
Everybody is different in why they have, sleep apnea
Yeah.
or whatever their sleep disorder may be. I think they're all varieties of that. So losing weight definitely makes a huge difference
Yeah.
in that. In my case, there's more involved in it. And so when I, let me put it like this. Before the CPAP, I would get up every day and feel exhausted.
Right.
I would never feel like I slept.
That's what
no
I
matter how
always
long
hear
I
people
slept,
say.
I'd wake up tired.
And I remember feeling that way.
Yeah. And so with the CPAP, that no longer happens.
Yeah.
So that's why I've used it, forever.
Yeah.
Because that's what the doctor told me I need to do. Now that may change. They did say when I went, he said you can do surgery. He said, but in order to do it, we're going to have to break your nose. And
That's going to affect your voice.
it could affect your voice.
Yep.
And
That's the same
I was
reason.
like, well, what? He goes, I just can't tell you your voice will be the same.
Right. Like it's
And
a
I was like-
serious thing.
I was like,
Like it can
like,
change
really?
octaves. Like
and he was like, yeah. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
yeah. Yep.
And I was like, man,
I can't. Yeah.
I like my voice. I mean,
Right.
am I going to trade 10 years? Maybe. But I won't sound like a squeaky bitch.
Right.
I mean, I'll go out sounding like this, and that's fine with me.
Dude, that was the same thing with me. Like yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
was like,
it
I'm
scared me.
I don't know if I'm willing to risk that. Like,
Yeah, now maybe I'm silly. Maybe it really wouldn't do that much.
it was enough to scare me.
And now you can do the implants. I see those, but I don't know how that works or what the cost is on that.
like implant somebody's voice, you mean? Or
No,
what?
they implant something into your nose or whatever.
That could really
throat
go
or
be the
nose,
T-move-
so that
T-move.
it opens up properly and you breathe properly. I don't know where it goes. I mean,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not the doctor, bro. I'm just the commercial watcher. I'm sure they have a diagram of how it works. I just hadn't paid attention to that part of it.
Yeah.
I just like the beginning and the end, not the middle.
And the call now for 3 easy payments
Yeah,
of
and I love
$19.95.
all the warnings
Right.
of side effects are the best.
Governor Hot Wheels. No, exactly. That's it. Brandon said your voice is your career, and
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, dude.
that was my point. Is it was very concerning to me that I might give up my career for that, and I was like, yeah, I can't. I couldn't do it, man. I was just like, man, I don't know. This
no, absolutely.
it's just too much for me.
Keith Daniels, going back to the WWE thing, pulling up the curtain. He said, as a booker and promoter, he has mixed feelings.
I can
I can see
understand
that.
that. I don't think. Look, the people who believe are still. It's just like, the jolly guy in the
Well-
red suit, right? The people who are young,
Right.
they're always going to see it through that lens.
Right,
You're not going to change that.
And look-
The same way kids see magic. Doesn't matter how lame the trick is.
And at the end of the day, like, I just want to point out too, this is wrestling to me at least.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is, I can't speak for everybody, but for me, this is my experience. I grew up watching wrestling
Sure.
with my grandpa and my dad.
Me too. My grandpa, yeah.
Now I sit down and I watch wrestling, and you know who's right next to me every time?
Right. Of course.
My son.
Yes.
And to me, it's if you're a wrestling fan, especially a parent, it's a very bonding experience for dads and sons.
Yeah.
And I think,
absolutely.
it's going to continue on. Like, obviously, my generation was, I feel, that early, the 90s and early Attitude Era.
Yeah.
And then it grew and it captivated a new audience. It's going to continue going on.
It's going to continue. Look, again, kids that age, they're going to see it through the lens of believable.
Right.
And then the rest of us can either choose to enjoy it or not.
Right.
But you're not. Look, grown folks,
Right.
grown ass men and women, know what time it is.
Exactly.
They may not want to say it. They may embrace it and join in on it, which is
Right.
really what people do.
Right.
They come to shows and they join in. It's
Right.
fun.
It's fun.
It's a live action
And you know what?
drama.
It is a great cheap entertainment option.
It
That's
is.
a family environment. And if you
Look,
haven't
try to
gone
go to
the
a
show,
football
check
game.
it out.
Try to go to a football game with the family. Try to go to, Top Golf with the family. No knock on Top Golf, but I mean, you're not going cheap.
Right.
Especially if you're going to eat. It's probably $50 a pop.
Right. Right.
You're probably dropping for a family of, 5. That's two, $400 maybe.
Right.
Probably to Top Golf it, something like that.
At least.
It's not cheap.
No.
So you can go do something like that. Everybody goes for $50, and then you can get you a hot dog and a drink or whatever.
Right.
And
have some fun, man.
I mean, really. It is good entertainment. I wish that Matt were here for this, but I think you need to hear it. 2 witnesses traveling down a remote rural road 12 miles north of Topeka, Kansas, just around dusk, have reported seeing Bigfoot in a field.
Where is Matt when we need him?
I know. He said at first they thought it was one of those metal Bigfoot signs, but then he began moving. The witnesses reported to the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization that they were driving home on a Polaris in Jackson County at 8 p.m. late March. As we were proceeding east, I noticed the arm movement and thought maybe it was mechanical. We stopped when we reached the fence line and saw it was an actual Bigfoot, very tall, 7.5, 8.5 feet, coned head, covered in black hair, long swinging arms, continued over the hill, turned mid-walk, looked back. As it proceeded over, I yelled at it to try to make it stop, but it just kept walking. My friend and I looked at each other and said, what the hell did we just see? Of course, he said no one would believe us. We turned around to try to see it at the next crossroad. Was at the next crossroad, stopped 2.5 miles to the south, shut off the razor, did 2 calls, no response, no further sightings. Now, in a follow-up, the Bigfoot investigator, Susie Myers.
The investigator.
Yeah, who, what force do you work for to be who names you the investigator? Do you report to the chief? Do you report to the mayor?
They report for the BFI.
Yeah, something like that. The investigator for BFRO met with one of the witnesses, Warren Fink, near where it happened. After plotting their location, she believes the witness came within 60 yards of the Bigfoot. Said Warren called the Bigfoot. It turned towards him. When he recreated the Bigfoot's turn, he rotated to the right at the waist with his shoulders and just turned his head slightly. Then the Bigfoot walked away. So I guess they went out and did some forensic measurements and stuff like that. But
Oh, they got like a whole team now, huh?
yeah. So I mean, this is
This is becoming more like.
This is
Why
becoming-
are we hearing more Bigfoot things all of a sudden?
well
again?
because again,
Is it time for that to return?
well, I think that it's time to either. I think we're going to prove or disprove it.
Yeah.
Much like Loch Ness, it's time to put up or shut
It's
up.
time, yeah.
There's too many cameras,
Right.
too many satellites, too many feeds out here, too many game cams to not catch this son of a bitch
We
in a
want
good
the
video.
truth about
I want-
everything.
Yes, I want Bigfoot video.
Yeah.
For God's sake, I don't want the blurry video. I don't want it far away. I don't want him hiding in a tree limb, moving a little bit. I want to see that son of a bitch strutting in a
Right.
2-piece right out in front, furry and all, going, hey, what's up, yo?
I got you. I mean,
I
do too, but
don't show me some humps at dusk
But
on the
what
Loch
got
Ness
us-
Lake and tell me, oh, that's the Loch Ness. I don't know what the hell. That could be some moss.
Right.
I don't know what the hell that
But
is.
what is all of a sudden the obsession that we need to know? I mean, these have been topics that have been
Yes.
discussed and talked about
Because
for
now we
the
have the
test of time.
technology to know.
But just leave it alone and enjoy the fairy tales and legends and lore, man.
Yeah.
Stop trying to ruin the world.
Yeah, that's ruining it because I know these guys are out chasing this thing, man.
Let them chase.
I guess
man.
they're having a
It's
good
no-
time. You're right. Who am I to shame their chase?
I mean-
I'm not shaming their chase anyway. I'm just
Right.
saying I want proof.
We can, and I understand that, but also
I
at the
can't-
end of the day, like, man, sometimes it's just.
You know how many
fun to
conversations
just-
we've had about Bigfoot?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's
And look,
it's time.
as long as whether you believe in it or not, as long as it's understood and it's in friendly fun when we kind of poke you a little bit and go, Really, man, Bigfoot, come on. But, man, if that's your bag of tricks, then who am I to say? man?
Sounds like you were describing wrestling just then.
I mean,
You're
very well right.
if you want to believe.
Hey, man, again,
Just
if you want
let
to
'em
believe it's
believe.
real, go for it. Just
Why
don't
can't we
watch
get
any of
somebody to
this.
be Bigfoot in wrestling? That's what they need. They
We
need
did.
someone.
No, there was. I sent
There
it
was?
on. I sent it on the PATP group chat the other
Oh,
day.
did you
I
really?
found it. Yeah, there was literally a guy called Bigfoot. It was from back in like the.
Did he wear a costume?
No.
Oh, that's
No,
what I
he
mean.
was-
You
he
need
was-
somebody
no, no.
fully costumed
Hang on.
or really furry.
That's what they had gone with. I think.
Oh,
Let's
is it?
see.
He just let his back hair.
It was
just
Rip Morgan.
flower.
I'm gonna try and find a.
Just had that. You ever see the guy with the neck hair coming up out of the collar all the way around? Not just on the front. You might have a little chest hair, but I'm talking about that round robin neck hair.
Hey man, stop.
know what I
That
mean?
That was early on in my career.
Just
don't need to
coming
talk
out,
about that.
sprouting, jumping out of the back of your collar. That's not sexy unless people love a Bigfoot. I want you to know that. Get you a trimmer on that, would you? I'm just saying. Hey, while you're doing that, let me mention this.
Yeah, there it was. There's a picture of it. Hang on.
Hold on. Let me see what he's got.
Oh, you go for it. Yeah.
Is that a commercial?
This is gonna
Did
play
you
a
just
commercial.
have me look at a commercial?
I
Rick?
did.
I don't want to do that.
There you go.
Okay.
See, check it out. That guy right there. Look, he's got like furry pants on or something a little bit. Yeah.
He doesn't
That's
look like a
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot at all. Okay. I do want to mention Cabot Mechanical HVAC. If you're looking for someone to come out and take care of your heat and air, and listen, you don't want to play around with that with summer coming. It's going to get hot, and it's going to get hot real fast. You need your air to work right. David Lindsay over at Cabot Mechanical, he's been on the show many times. You've seen him. He's the long-range shooting champion, and but he's also the service manager at Cabot Mechanical. I can't recommend him highly enough. He has saved me more than once. He has done many jobs for my clients, and he's always gets top marks. And he's affordable, very affordable. Give him a call, 944-5776. It's 944-5776. Or you could just email him at cabotmechanical@gmail.com. Trust me, you'll be glad you did. Look, I think most people that ever end up meeting David become friends with him.
Yeah.
He's just one of the nicest guys on the planet.
That's awesome, man.
He really is. He's one of the good guys out there. And when you're talking about contractors and whatnot and people in industries like that, knowing a good guy helps a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what are the people talking about, bro?
Latasha was saying what's so special about Top Golf, anyways.
Top golf? Well,
I've never been.
it's
I'm not
fun.
a golfer.
It's fun even if you're not a golfer. It's not cheap, but it is fun.
You know what I do enjoy?
What?
Frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf. Oh, that is
Disc
fun.
golf. Have you
yeah.
ever done that?
Yeah, I have actually, and it is fun. It really is. That is a lot of fun, bro.
Little doggy says, once you've seen it, you believe. Governor Hot Wheels said Bigfoot is one sneaky person.
Right.
We need to integrate Bigfoot into society.
So this guy definitely. Hold on. What is going on here? Why is that not linking up? Okay, there we go. This guy definitely is what I would call the POS of the day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he is a real.
That sounds like a new bit we need, man.
Maybe so.
Have Luke
POS
come
of
up- right.
the day. Yeah.
Have Luke come up with a song, man?
Yeah, maybe so. Listen to this. This guy's just, man, just pisses me off.
All right, let's hear it.
Southern California mayor said he wants to eliminate the city's homeless population by giving them all the fentanyl they want. A comment he doubled down on by saying he supports a federal purge of homeless people. He's a
Wow.
yeah, the Lancaster mayor Rex Paris. He is a Republican. He made the comments during the city council meeting when a resident questioned him about the city's plan to address the homeless crisis by enclosing the population in a single encampment at an abandoned golf course near a residential neighborhood. He said, what I want to do is give them free fentanyl. That's what I want to do. I want to give them all the fentanyl they want. The resident replied that the mayor's approach was not kind. He's facing a recall effort following his comments, as you can imagine. Listen, man, that is maybe the most callous and sensitive POS thing.
I mean, for real, man.
What's wrong with you, man? I mean, get out of politics if you're that jaded and dark.
For real.
I mean,
Who
look, I
hurt
get
you?
it. I understand that, you know,
No, I get
that
it.
there's
Like,
challenges,
It's a
but
challenge
man,
and it's
come on.
annoying and like, yes, I understand.
about how can we help
homelessness, You
them?
know, yeah, it doesn't.
How can we
like,
solve this?
You know, whatever, look good for your property values and all that. But exactly, like, dude, you're the mayor of the town. How about making it affordable? How about? I'm sure you've got plenty of deserted buildings. Why
Well,
can't you? You know.
And again, I understand that sometimes people don't want to assimilate into society, and they choose to be quote homeless.
I get that,
you know.
but-
But I'm saying that's
They don't
so
deserve to be
no
killed
no
for
you're
it.
dehumanizing. That's
Right.
terrible.
Like,
And that's part of the problem, man. You know, when you're trying to help people and get people somewhere, these kind of people are in the way of it.
right.
You know, it's like
Right.
they don't understand. They have no empathy. Matter of fact, he needs to smoke some weed.
I was just about to say.
He needs to smoke a little weed and get
He
some
needs to-
empathy
yeah, he
in
needs
his
to get
life,
some
doesn't
empathy
he?
in his- yeah.
No doubt about it, man. I mean, that is outrageous, man.
Definitely POS of the year on that one. Man.
Yeah, no, that's.
And you know, I don't care that he's Republican or not. Because
It doesn't matter. I just pointed it out.
It gives a reason for the Democrats to attack Republicans, and if the shoe was
Right.
on the other foot, Republicans would be doing the same thing.
No, and that's all true. I mean, it
The
really
matters
is
is
irrelevant.
that this is how
Just
this
as a
person
human being.
feels, and as a human being, they're a piece of crap for that.
Yes, that is absolutely accurate.
And not only that, but yeah, so your answer to it is A, like, let's kill these people with drugs.
Yeah, what I
But
wanna
then
do-
B, let's put a highly illegal drug back out on the street in the hands of homeless people that have, like, dude, no. Mm-hmm. Just no.
No, what I really want to
telling
do
me
is
every-
give them all the fentanyl they want. Well,
Right.
that's fantastic, man. You're really just a champion of a human
So
being.
what, all the druggies and stuff and, you know, pushers can go beat up all the homeless people and steal their fentanyl and turn around and sell it back on? Yes, this sounds like a great plan.
No, it's just
This
the
was
best plan.
well
maybe,
thought.
maybe what you could do is just offer them up as a sacrifice to the cartel.
For real? Seriously?
Yeah, here,
Why not?
just here. You guys take them over there and behead them or something.
Welcome
Get them out
to
of here.
Bloody Sunday in
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, speaking of California, making a six-figure salary is still for a lot of Americans a dream. It's not enough to get by in some big cities now. A family of three will struggle to pay the bills with an income of $100,000
Jesus.
in several metro areas. So
It's insane.
the top metros where you can earn $100,000 and still be broke. You ready?
Yep.
Number 1, San Jose, California.
Oh, shocker.
Number 2, San Francisco, California.
Oh, okay.
Number 3, Boston.
Oh, at least they threw something else in there.
Number 4, Honolulu.
Okay. Well, but that's understandable.
Right.
I mean, it's Hawaii. Everything has to be imported.
Yeah. Number 5, Oxnard, California.
Oh, I was like, I don't even know where that is.
6, Washington, D.C. 7, Los Angeles. 8, San Diego. 9, Seattle. And 10, Poughkeepsie, New York. Now, I just want everybody to stop and think about this for a minute. I shouldn't say everybody. Many like to tell you and hold up, California is such a great model.
Yeah, no.
And again, this is another
How many times
reminder.
are they on there? Yeah.
Another reminder that over half of the cities you can't afford to live in making $100,000.
Yeah.
In LA, the poverty rate, you can get food stamps below $103,000. Not a joke.
That's ridiculous.
Where the best areas, not all bad news, there are some places where that you could still live very good. And Little Rock, Arkansas is one of the top cities.
Is it really?
Yes. Yeah, it sure is.
That's good to know.
Yeah, McAllen, Texas tops the list of, the best in that area, and Little Rock was second.
Okay. It's like cheapest, most affordable places
Yeah,
to live. Well, that's
yeah.
good.
So that is good to hear.
I mean, it's good and it's bad.
Well, yeah, I guess.
It's good to hear because when you're a resident here, oh, okay, cool. Well, it means, hey, there's a chance that, we can be successful here, but also bad because, that tends to invite more people in that go, man, I'm really tired of
I'm really
Yeah.
tired of paying so much for eggs. I think I'm going to move down to Little Rock where they might be, $6 for a dozen instead of 10.
So many
and then
people.
guess what happens?
So many people don't understand the state from out of this state
Yeah.
because it is a very, very different place.
It
man.
is.
I mean, it is.
We were talking about
truly.
that yesterday, but yeah.
I mean, it's like a lot of investors bought houses from out of state and
Yeah.
had no idea what this market was about.
Right.
And they put themselves in trick bags all the time because it's different here. If you're building houses out in the West,
Right.
and that's where you build them,
Look.
it's a dry climate. It's all hardscaping. They're all cookie cutter homes. I mean, you go to Vegas, look out the window of the hotel, and you'll see just row upon row upon row upon row upon row of houses, no trees.
Right.
They all look the same.
Yeah,
Same
all cookie
hardscape.
cutters, yeah.
Yeah, everyone. Those are cheap to build, cheap
Right.
to fix, cheap. Period.
Absolutely.
You can't do that here.
Yeah.
We don't. We don't have a piece of land that flat anywhere. B, it's a wet ass state,
Well,
and that's huge.
it's that, yes. And then I also, I've always said this since the first day that I moved here. I've always felt like Arkansas as a whole is roughly about 3 to 5 years behind whatever else is going on in the U.S.
That is true. That's
know
true
why.
in most
it just
cases.
always feels like that.
It is. It's true musically. It's true fashion wise. It's true everything wise. I think a lot of it. I think some of that's changing with the internet, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been that way for a long time. I mean, if you look at the country on the map, we're kind of in the middle.
Right.
So everything has to filter its way from the coast to here. I mean, it's not like it's filtering from here to there.
Right.
You don't see them on the coast using Arkansas sensibilities, do you? So it takes
Maybe
a
things
while
would be
for
a little bit better if they did. I'm
It
just
might
saying.
be, but it takes a while for that whatever's
reach
going
here.
on to reach here.
I
Yeah,
know what you're saying.
it's like playing the whisper game.
And
you
you
know?
wouldn't think that with the technology, but
But it does.
It's. I'm
Yeah.
glad to know that that's not just a crazy thought.
No, that's
It's-
absolutely.
It's just
true.
always seemed that way.
All right, we're going to take a break real quick, and we will be back momentarily.
I think we had a little topic.
Darkness is coming, nightfall be here soon. On the verge of seeing my own tragic ruin. In the pitch black ink, monsters they do seek to prey on and torment those who are weak. I'm looking for you. I need you to reach down, pull me through. Can you? Could you? Would you? Can you pull me through? So many creatures looking to gnaw my bones. I wish there were detours, but my monsters are all homegrown. Lord, my monsters are all homegrown. Like a field full of fears, growing strong in the wild. It's time to come with me. Oh, my child, my child, my child, my sweet, sweet child. So many creatures looking to gnaw on my bones. I wish there were detours, but my monsters are all homegrown. No, my monsters are all homegrown. I'm looking for you. I need you to reach down, pull me through. Can you? Could you? Would you? Can you pull me through? The monsters are coming. Could you? Would you? Can you pull me through?
All right, we are back.
These
What is
comments,
going
man.
on, Patrick and the people? What's going on over there?
Well, first off, when we were talking about wrestling, Scotty Thorpe had said he remembers when they broke kayfabe on TV. Then he really got into watching shows and documentaries about WWE. The Bret Hart one about the dungeon and his dad they had trained in and stuff. And I see that. That's actually another good point. Is like I think it's just going to fuel the interest in it even more, man. People
I
are
do,
gonna
I
wanna
do
see
too.
more.
I think that it's going to open up some new doors that haven't really been opened, and I think it's going to be awesome.
We were talking a minute ago about Arkansas being kind of behind the times a little bit.
Yeah.
Latasha said Arkansas is slow. She said she was that kid in the back of the class who eats erasers. Brandon said, "What color tastes best?" Latasha said she used to think the smell good fruit erasers would taste good. But
Yeah,
nope.
no, we all did. Then they don't.
He said, "FYI, Play-Doh is salty."
No, I ate a copious amount of Play-Doh as a kid. I have to admit, I absolutely did. Yeah, I don't know why, but I liked Play-Doh a lot. It was pretty good.
I used to like that Elmer's glue, man. It had a nice little tang to it. Kind
No, I
of.
didn't.
Get that very.
Now, paste was a different story.
Yeah.
Paste was good. Paste was pretty tasty, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
You know what I liked? It used to do.
What?
It was snort the rubber cement, man. I loved the smell
there you
of
go.
rubber cement. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're getting high on it. Yeah, that stuff will get you high, bro. And it eat your brain cells up, man. That stuff's toxic as hell. Now I understand. Things have all come clear to me now, Rich. It's all focused in now, yeah. All right. Mention a few things that I mentioned at the top, but I'm getting really, really, really excited.
Yeah.
The Blocks is coming up
Yeah,
May 13th through 19th. I've been watching the show and kind of, thinking about strategy, just kind of getting ideas together in my head. And, man, it's really fun. This week, going to shoot some the intro videos that they want me to send them, which is pretty cool. I got an email from them saying, hey, send these videos for us to use on your Amazon Prime intro. And that's exciting.
So
That's
you get to be like, "Hi, I'm Patrick."
no,
This is my
no,
life."
they just want video, no audio, and then they're going to interview me over the video.
Oh, okay.
So it's background video,
So like B-roll.
like B-roll of my life, everything that I do, basically, or in short,
Nice. So you'll have like a clip of the Patrick and the people.
Yeah,
show,
and
and,
us
like,
talking
clip
on
of
the show,
realtor
clip
and-
of a real, yeah, it's all that. That's exactly right.
Gotcha,
Clip with
okay.
my dog, my family,
Right.
you know what I mean? That kind
Maybe a
of
couple
stuff.
pictures of you as a kid, with your
No, they didn't
holding a
ask for any of that
microphone and a little
stuff.
cowboy hat on.
Now, I stand up, yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll probably do a clip for that too, as well.
Sorry, my bad. Latasha said Arkansas eats erasers, not her.
Oh, you don't eat them, but Arkansas does.
What you
Okay.
got against erasers, Latasha?
Yeah, well, they're not good eating, but they will fill you up.
I heard they're good, high in fiber.
That's true. All right, let's do this. We hadn't done it in a little bit. And I got a bunch today.
Woohoo!
Bad stuff. Real bad.
Listen up now, I'll tell you a story. Without a doubt, it's kinda gory.
What?
It's the worst news you can
Brandon
ever
said,
hear.
at least
Things just
Arkansas
like
isn't
this
known
make
for keeping it in the family anymore. Alabama took that title.
Yeah, no, they can keep that one. Authorities in Washington state recently found the remains of a missing grandmother buried under a shed and partially encased in concrete.
What?
Somebody hated grandma.
For real?
I mean, who hates grandma? The discovery came after Marcia Norman, 82, was reported missing to the Thurston County Sheriff's Office April 4th. Relatives said they hadn't heard from her since April 1st. Oh, April Fool's Day.
Oh, man.
That's when the cops said, "You think it's a joke, an April Fool's joke?"
Right.
Her cars were still parked at the house. So the condition of the house, dirty dishes, suggested maybe she left abruptly. In their statement, they identified her handyman, Jeffrey Ziz, 47, as a person of interest, learning they had had dinner together the night she went missing, and he was likely the last to have seen her. So they got a search warrant for a shed he built on an unrelated property the day before she went missing.
Okay.
So while moving the shed and excavating, they found the human remains that were her. Yeah, he fled the state, allegedly violating
Oh, yeah, he's
some.
done.
He had a bunch of
toast.
other things going as well. So
Yep, he
yeah,
did it.
he's toast.
He's toast.
He's out. All
You're
right.
not gonna get out of that one, man. You fled the state and everything. Like,
No, you're done.
Yeah,
you're done for a long time.
Yep.
Hey,
Sad though, man.
fishing is made for relaxing, right? I mean, that's why most people like to fish.
That's what they say. It's
They don't-
never.
No, you don't. You don't feel like you get out there on the boat, you cast in your
No,
rod.
I feel like I get out there and go, no, you can't swing it back that far. It has a hook. Look, be careful. Watch where you're swinging it. Yeah.
Oh, well, you got your kid with you. I got you. A deadly boat incident occurred in Alabama during a Major League Fishing tournament. The incident involved multiple boats on Lewis Smith Lake during the second day of the Tackle Warehouse Invitational. I'm sure everybody's familiar with that, which Major League Fishing confirmed was a serious boating accident. They said that now 3 are confirmed dead. Another 3 are injured. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency identified one of those killed as 58-year-old Joey Broom from Altoona. The MLF, looks like a MILF,
MILF.
said the
Go
incident
figure a fishing tournament
also-
would be called.
right, also involved Flint Davis, a competitive angler from Leesburg, Georgia. What?
This story just took a whole new direction with the MLF thing, man.
Yeah, it's kind
No,
of.
just yeah.
I mean, I guess they didn't think about that. I mean, I get it, Major League Fishing, but
Yeah, you're talking anglers and lines and yeah.
yeah. Let's see. It says they confirmed the crash occurred around 7 a.m. near Miller Bottom. No word regarding the number of injuries of anyone else involved. So, wow. Yeah, that's you're just out there having a good time and then you're dead.
Right.
That's sad.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Gabon, and former FC Cincinnati forward Aaron Bopinza died following a fall from the 11th floor of a building in China, according to the Gabonese Football Federation.
Jeez.
Right, he was 28. Bopinza had been playing for the Zhejiang FC in the Chinese Super League this year. Now the club is fully cooperating with, well, they're investigating, but what does it say here? Yeah, I guess it just says he
That's
fell.
it.
His ass fell. That's
you
what
go.
happened.
He fell.
Yeah, he's dead.
He fell from a really high height
Yeah.
and then he died.
Now, this guy didn't fall, but he did jump to his death from Loop 202 Red Mountain Freeway in Phoenix. The man, name wasn't released, climbed onto a freeway retaining wall above 52nd and Van Buren, 6 p.m. After several hours of negotiations, he jumped to the roadway below, suffering serious injuries.
You don't say.
Yeah, he was taken to the hospital where he died. They closed the loop while authorities were negotiating with the man. Said traffic in the area was back to normal by early Tuesday.
Oh, well, hey, that's good.
Well, that's good to
let's
know.
focus on the positive.
Yeah, no, that's the positive.
Way to spin the positive.
Man, that
you
would-
never hear about anybody jumping and getting like just a scratch, man. Why? I think it's a conspiracy.
No, but
man.
jumping off,
They're not like, oh, they jumped
I,
from 12
I'm like,
stories
why
and
is
got
jumping off
scratch
a
on their
bridge? I
floor."
mean, that seems like one of the worst ways to go.
Yeah.
First of all, there's a high probability you don't immediately die, and you
gonna-
got to hurt for a minute.
That's how
And
you-
my fear is I'd just be paralyzed
Right.
and pissed off.
See, that's why they have to worry about us, because you and I are the type of people that overthink it. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what it is.
Like, all right, what is if I'm going to kill myself? What is
Yeah.
the best way
Oh,
that's
no,
going to
it's-
actually
you know
do
what
it?
it
'Cause I
is.
don't want to suffer and be
You
like
know
a potato
exactly what it
afterwards.
is.
Yeah,
It's fentanyl. You're just going to go
Just
night
gonna be
night.
homeless in California,
Just
man.
going to go night night.
Right.
All right,
Just
and
take a nap.
let's go with this one to end it. A Michigan man has pleaded guilty to driving to Salem, Massachusetts, with the intent to blow up the international headquarters of the Satanic Temple. Luke Terpstra, 30, traveled to Salem with bombs and firearms because he wanted to, quote, destroy the Satanic Temple by setting it on fire. He pleaded guilty to possession of unregistered destructive device, faces 10 years in prison, $250,000 that the Satanic Temple claims it costs for security upgrades.
Jeez.
The
Look,
city of what?
Michigan people they're just not right. I understand I was born and raised there, but obviously I moved. Like,
Says
they're
the
just,
The city of Salem and the Salem PD recognize it's frightening and concerning there are individuals who would threaten or carry out violent attacks against others based on their beliefs and that we are a target. So, yeah, I guess the building contains an art gallery, a permanent exhibit dedicated to witch hunts, Satanism, and moral panics. The Satanic Temple of Salem often hosts and performs formal ceremonial events, lectures, screenings, and meetings. Also has a gift shop.
Oh,
Now, see, that's fantastic. If you can go to the Satanic Temple
Gift
and it has a gift shop, yeah, it's also home to the Baphomet. Remember the Baphomet?
but Dad, look, I just want the devil horns. They're so cool. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hear anything?
Oh, yeah.
Do you hear somebody working
Oh, yeah.
anywhere near us?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. On one hand, you're like, yeah, I mean, I kind of get you want to blow up the Satanic Temple, but really? It's Satan's not there, bro. These guys just use that, right? They're not really satanic,
I mean,
right?
obviously, clearly, he's not right in the head. but,
No, he
again.
definitely isn't right.
That's what I was
Look at
trying
him.
to
Look
say,
at his
man.
T-shirt. It's
Yeah.
got Bigfoot on it.
Dude.
He's got Bigfoot on his
He
shirt.
should have been in Kansas.
Yeah.
He could have been hunting instead of worrying about satanic temples.
Well, fair enough.
It's Michigan, man. It's winter 9 months out of the year. It's cold. They don't know what the sun looks like. They get to see it for maybe a week, and it hits 70 degrees, and then it's back into.
But well, then why do you tout Michigan so highly if it's
I like
trash
the
like
team.
that?
I like the football team.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
like the state.
No.
No, I mean it's.
Which weather do you
Clearly, I
prefer,
mean,
theirs or
definitely
here? Oh yeah,
Definitely here.
even with the naders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they got tornadoes up there too. Not bad ones like down here, but yeah, I'd
No.
rather deal with the tornado. I would much rather deal with the chance of getting blown away than freezing to death any day of the week.
Yeah, I'll take it myself.
All
All right, so I think this will be our last story of the day. This is really something interesting and futuristic at the same time, but you've heard about it for a long time where they said, all right, so you're going to be able to just put your groceries in the cart and roll out of the store.
Oh,
And that's how you're going to, it'll just charge you when
you'll
you leave.
just charge out. Yeah,
Right.
you walk out the door and boop, it grabs your card.
Sam's Club
Yeah.
is rolling out a major change to its grocery payment system and embracing AI. The retail giant is phasing out traditional checkouts, all 600 stores,
Wow.
to create a friction-free shopping experience, which includes customers scanning goods on the go with an app and then having an AI scanner verify the goods as they leave. The technology eliminates the need for receipt checks. The system, known as Scan and Go, was actually launched in 2016 and lets members use the mobile app to scan their products. The latest announcement adds the AI check known as Just Go to the process and will see the option of traditional checkout eliminated. So that's
So what's it going to do if it detects somebody shoplifting? Is just a jail cell going to fall from the ceiling and enclose you, and while it calls
like Wile E.
police?
Coyote.
Yeah,
Just like you were eating the bird seed.
for real.
Yeah, no, it's going to tase you. It's immediately, then it's going to hit you with a fire hose.
Yeah, and then why not?
The company said its newly opened store in Grapevine, Texas, already has the system in place. It's going to set the standard for the future. The new store has designed to make shopping faster, smoother, more enjoyable. The store is also designed with AI in mind to create a better environment for workers with, what is this, a vertical tire carousel, automated forklifts, and a pizza robot. A pizza robot in the cafe, y'all. A pizza robot.
Instead of having a line, the robot just comes down.
Well, no, instead of having Judy back there for
Right, from
$18 an hour to, heat up a pizza in a microwave and hand out free slices or
Mario the
$2
robot.
slices, whatever. Now you'll have Robbie the robot, the pizza robot.
wow.
Walmart, meanwhile, is in the middle of experimenting with AI and monitoring risk and benefits. Costco is taking the opposite approach. They're going to stay with traditional lanes
Go
only.
Costco.
You like that better?
Yeah, why not?
I like
I
that.
mean, really, I don't.
I mean,
think
it's
the
interesting to me.
experience, like.
It's interesting. I mean, how do you do it? I'd like to experience it and see how that works.
And then my other question is, I mean, I guess they don't use them at. I'm not a big Sam's Club shopper, so I guess they don't use them at Sam's Club. But I was thinking, like, where are you going to bag your groceries at?
Well, I don't know, but I know this at Circle K.
Yeah.
Some of them, you go in and they have, or Circle K. They have a thing that's a self checkout.
Okay.
And you just set your items down on this thing, and it automatically knows what's on there, prices it, and you check out.
That's crazy.
Swear to you,
At a
whatever
gas
you
station,
sit on
yeah.
there, yeah,
Yeah.
it knows what it is, and
That is crazy.
that's pretty wild, isn't it?
That
When I did it the
But
other
again,
day, I was like, this is cool.
is there a thing there? Any like, let's say you buy, 6 drinks
Well,
and you
again,
want
right.
a bag or
No,
something.
that is the problem, isn't it? Because retail, the biggest loss they ever have is theft.
Right.
So how do you prevent theft? Is all your money going to go to security now?
Right.
So if you do, there's going to have somebody catch you at the door if you got that thing starts going off, going not paid for, not paid for,
That's
or
what
whatever.
I'm saying. What are they going to
Shoplifter.
They can't just lock the doors and keep everybody inside until
They
the
need
police show
RoboCop.
up, right?
Yeah.
He comes out the security. You
Maybe
have stolen.
the pizza robot can also be RoboCop. He can stun them from across. Just tase them, man. That'd be great. All right. Listen, we do have over at patrickandthepeople.com, we've got our fundraiser for the blocks. Any amount, $5, $2, $1, $10, $1,000, just going towards our hotel, our expenses, to be there. I think that we're real close now, within $100 or so. So if you can chip in, that's great. Also, the Looney Bin. I'm performing at the Looney Bin May 21st through 25th. The 25th will be the Gateway Show. And Rich says, I've not been to one or participated in one, but I'm super stoked about it.
Yeah, dude. You're going to have a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot
I'm
of
going
fun.
to be there.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, for sure.
If anybody wants to go, hit me up. We'll plan a time to all meet and everything. Oh, yeah. That's in the calendar, man.
All right, all right.
The first one was awesome. And to know that you'll be involved in the second
Yeah,
one.
man, I'm excited about it too.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget just to go over and smash the like button.
Yeah, smash it.
Yeah,
Destroy
feed it. Do whatever you do to it on YouTube, particularly, would be great.
Smash
but
it,
any
plug it, pull it.
particular thing, just go ahead and smash the like, and we'll appreciate it.
Hey,
Yes.
Real quick here, we do have the. Remember, I was supposed to do that benefit show in Searcy a couple weeks ago.
Wait.
So that when we got hit with all the storms and everything,
Yeah.
so it got canceled. It is rescheduled. It's happening this Saturday out in Searcy at the.
Oh, okay.
Rockwell Center.
It is.
So, yeah, they were doing donations for like $5 off of tickets and things. So check it out, Natural State Wrestling. And hey, mark your calendars. Don't forget, man, May 3rd is just around the corner for the return of Vapors Championship Wrestling, the Age of Rebellion.
Yeah, man, that's
gonna be out at
pretty
our,
exciting.
what we hope to become our new home of the Boys and Girls Club out there in Benton. So please, everybody, to show up. It's our first time being out there. They're kind of giving us a tryout, and We
Yeah,
wanna show
no,
what
it's
we're
it's
all
going to
about.
be huge. It's going to be a big show. Look, that you're right there by the high school, by the school, and listen, Saline County loves that stuff. So
Absolutely.
everybody needs to show up and show out. It's May 3rd, right?
May 3rd. You
May
got it.
3rd, right there at the Boys and Girls Club in Benton.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome.
7 o'clock bell time. We'll have Mike Quackenbush. He's the master of 1,000 holds. He's had his hand in a lot of training of the bigger name wrestlers.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we'll be doing a little Zoom interview with him here on the
Yeah,
show.
I'm going to talk to him for sure. I'm going to interview him. I'm
man.
very excited about
Be
talking
looking forward
to
to that.
All right, guys. First and foremost, thank you for everything. Without you guys, we have nothing. And be sure and share the Big Three story that we did earlier.
Yeah, man.
That needs to get out. We need to help these folks out. Okay, man. Y'all have a great one. Have a great
See you
great
tomorrow.
day.
Later.